So, question, have real birds responded to your deep fake birds at all?
So I love that question. The answer is sadly, I don't know. And the reason is that in order for me to know, I need to set my birds up outside
Mhm.
for a longer period of time and go away, meaning like
Yeah.
enough distance that, I'm not interfering. And what's my excuse? Basically, basically, my excuse is, well, number one, that it would have to be a sunny day. That's not
Mhm.
even an excuse because I can get that. I guess I've just been really busy. Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think somebody should fund that study.
Well, I think somebody should fund anything I do. Like, I'll just start with anything. Because yes, that would be nice. But yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are. So yes, I will do that. And I will make eventually with lots of money coming in my direction, ha ha ha. But I'd like to make birds that talk to each other.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
the
very
bird
cool.
my birds in circuit garden all have wires that run back to the main controller panel, which is my tree of life circuit. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, it's just basically like relay switches that sequence the entire installation so the birds aren't singing all of the time.
Cool.
But anyway, but that particular switch, like it doesn't necessarily need to be controlled by a relay. It can be controlled by, and like infrared communication. It can be controlled by radio.
Mhm.
So I'd like
We've
to
been
develop,
networked.
yeah, I'd like to develop a whole flock of birds
Yeah.
that have like some simple perceptual abilities so that they can affect each other. And even better, if using the same analog principles when they communicate with each other, it actually affects the vibration, the syntax, so to speak, so it modulates their song.
Nice.
I have
Nice.
to say though, for any of these outdoor bird experiments, if I find that real birds are getting upset, the fake birds are coming inside. I'm just,
Ah,
I'm an lover.
that seems reasonable. I mean, I wouldn't see why real birds, like, as long as it was like kind of relatively close. I mean, real birds respond to the fake bird call things, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they respond to,
Oh, they
a speaker
would.
making bird noises, right?
I mean,
As
for
long as it was
sure,
close enough.
mockingbirds would definitely
Yeah.
respond. Absolutely. I'm just saying that there is in the back of my mind this like slight concern that when my fake birds are deployed on the world, I just hope that like it benefits real birds, not hurts real birds. That's
Yeah.
all.
You don't want them to be the evil deep fake birds.
No, no, no.
We want benevolent deep fake birds.
No, definitely. I mean, in fact, one of my career goals is to generate enough profit from my electronics practice to donate a percentage to wildlife conservation
Oh,
because
nice.
the
Oh.
circuits that I developed are inspired by nature because nature is so tremendously magnificent. And while a bird circuit is cool, it's nothing compared to real birds. And it's so critical that while we become increasingly engaged with technological media, we don't forget that the earth really needs our stewardship, right?
Yeah.
We need to go
Yep.
outside and hug trees and love real birds and all of that. Important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Have you done any other kind of analog sounds? Like, I'm thinking like something that would be super cool is to do something like this, but try to make sounds of like water running through pebbles on the beach,
Yes.
like things like
Yep.
that.
I
Yeah.
have done that. I used that technique in some of my soundscapes that were part of a show I did in 2012 called the Parallel Series.
Ooh.
And I did that using basically white noise generators where I slowed down the pace enough that you got kind of like a warble effect. So I've also made the sound of crackling fire in a similar way.
Ooh.
Again, white noise generators, very, very useful way to approach it. You can also just use a transistor for noise generation.
Mhm.
In fact, if you look up my Pretty Bird schematic, I used a transistor for noise generation there, and you could apply a similar principle for other types of sounds. I've made frogs, crickets, bees, what else? Moths, they don't make sound, but I have like a big electrolier full of blinking moths.
Nice.
Uh,